I really want to make sure you see every moment of my new show premiering tonight in the all-new Snick. So I'm going to clean your TV screen with my toothbrush.
The Amanda Show, tonight in the big new Snick.
I was never open about this before, but I actually had blepharoplasty surgery on the skin folds in the corners of my eyes.
She made us laugh, but no one saw her pain, the untold story of Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes. To millions, she was the bubbly, hilarious teen star who made us laugh on Nickelodeon. From all that to The Amanda Show, she lit up screens across the country with her charm, comedic timing, and undeniable talent. But behind the laughs, fame, and red carpet smiles, Amanda was quietly falling apart. This is the story of a child star who had it all: fame, fortune, adoration, and lost it just as quickly. A tragic journey through mental illness, addiction, and the dark side of Hollywood. This is the heartbreaking truth of Amanda Bynes. She was born Amanda Laura Bynes on April 3rd, 1986 in Thousand Oaks, California. The youngest of 3 children, Amanda showed early signs of star power. By the age of 7, she was already performing in commercials and local stage productions. But everything changed when she landed a spot on Nickelodeon's All That in 1996. At just 10 years old, she was already a standout. Her sketch comedy skills and infectious energy made her a fan favorite. Soon after, she was given her own show, The Amanda Show, which became a staple of early 2000s childhoods. Audiences adored her. She wasn't just acting, she was the comedy. Hollywood took notice. In 2002, she starred alongside Frankie Muniz in Big Fat Liar. More movie roles followed: What a Girl Wants, She's the Man, Hairspray. By the mid-2000s, Amanda Bynes was everywhere.
Now, 2 friends are on a mission.
Hey, remember me? I wrote Big Fat Liar.
She was smart, funny, relatable, a role model to young girls, a breath of fresh air in a world of Hollywood drama. But beneath the surface, Amanda was struggling. As Amanda transitioned from teen star to adult actress, the pressure mounted. By 2007, she seemed to be on top of the world, starring in Hairspray with John Travolta, Zac Efron, and Michelle Pfeiffer. The film was a box office hit. Amanda's performance was praised. But behind the scenes, she was beginning to feel lost. The industry had changed. Roles weren't coming in like they used to. Amanda was growing up, but the world still saw her as the funny girl from Nickelodeon. Typecasting, perfectionism, and the grind of Hollywood were wearing her down. Privately, she was becoming more withdrawn. Former colleagues described her as increasingly isolated and haunted by the pressure to be perfect. In 2010, at just 24 years old, Amanda tweeted something that shocked fans. "I've retired from acting." She shared, "Being an actress isn't as fun as it may seem. If I don't love something anymore, I stop doing it. I don't love acting anymore, so I've stopped doing it. I know 24 is a young age to retire, but you heard it here first." No one saw it coming. It felt sudden, but for Amanda, it was the culmination of years of exhaustion, identity struggles, and an industry that often values profit over people. She would later admit she was unhappy with how she looked on screen. She hated her performances in certain films. She didn't feel good enough. She once said in an interview, "I literally couldn't stand to see myself. It made me want to stop everything." And that's when things started to spiral. What followed was a public unraveling that saddened fans around the world. In 2012, Amanda Bynes was arrested for a DUI in West Hollywood. Months later, she was charged with 2 hit-and-run incidents. By 2013, she was making headlines not for her acting, but for increasingly erratic behavior.
You all remember back in early April when Amanda Bynes was arrested in West Hollywood for a DUI after sideswiping a car, right? Well, yesterday she was officially charged.
She tweets, "I can't help but laugh at all of you writing fake stories about me. I was not in any hit and run. I don't drink, so DUI is fake." She infamously tweeted about wanting rapper Drake to murder her lady parts. She shaved part of her head. She was seen talking to herself, behaving strangely, and isolating from friends and family. "I wasn't being insincere. I was saying murder my vagina lady parts," Bynes told Madison. "I was being serious, but I was also on drugs." In July 2013, Amanda was hospitalized after allegedly starting a small fire in a stranger's driveway. That incident was the final alarm bell. She was placed on a psychiatric hold. Doctors diagnosed her with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia symptoms. Her parents were granted a conservatorship, taking control of her finances and medical decisions. Suddenly, Amanda Bynes wasn't a starlet anymore. She was a headline, a cautionary tale. Behind closed doors, Amanda was living a very different life from the one we remembered. Friends who tried to reach her were often turned away or left in silence. One anonymous source close to the family said, "We knew something was wrong, but she was impossible to reach. It was like she was trapped in her own world." From 2013 onward, Amanda largely disappeared from the public eye. She was under her parents' conservatorship for nearly 9 years. During this time, she sought treatment, enrolled in the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, FIDM, and tried to reclaim a sense of normalcy. There were moments of hope. In 2018, Amanda gave a rare interview with Paper magazine. She appeared healthy, composed, and reflective. She admitted to abusing Adderall, marijuana, and alcohol during her spiral. She also expressed remorse for her past behavior. "I'm really ashamed and embarrassed with the things I said. I can't turn back time, but if I could, I would." Fans were hopeful. Maybe, just maybe, Amanda Bynes was on the path to healing. But recovery is never linear. In 2022, Amanda filed to end her conservatorship. She had been sober for several years and had completed her studies. Her petition was granted. For the first time in nearly a decade, Amanda was free. But freedom came with challenges. In March 2023, Amanda was found wandering the streets of Los Angeles without clothes, flagging down a car and calling 911 herself. She told authorities she was coming down from a psychotic episode. She was placed on another psychiatric hold. It was a stark reminder the battle wasn't over. Mental illness is not a simple fix. Fame, fortune, education. None of it guarantees peace. Amanda's story became a symbol of the harsh reality so many child stars face. The pressures of fame at a young age, the lack of privacy, the overwhelming expectations, and the difficulty of finding yourself when the world refuses to let you grow. Amanda Bynes may no longer be in Hollywood, but she's still remembered. She's remembered as the girl who made us laugh with Ask Ashley, as the teen who could outfunny anyone on a movie set, as the young woman who fought silently behind the scenes for her health, her voice, her freedom. Her story is heartbreaking, but it's also deeply human. It's a story about the high cost of fame, the importance of mental health, the struggle for identity in a world that wants to define you. Amanda's legacy isn't just her performances, it's her resilience. Despite the darkest chapters, she continues to fight, and that, in itself, is powerful. Amanda Bynes gave a generation laughter, joy, and unforgettable memories, and though her path has been painful, it reminds us of something vital. Behind every spotlight is a person, and every person deserves compassion. We hope Amanda finds peace, healing, and love far beyond the cameras. Subscribe for more celebrity stories, untold truths, and powerful legacies from Hollywood's brightest stars.
Champion and winner of $1 million. Richard Goodall!
What if the man sweeping your school hallway had a voice powerful enough to shake the world? What if fame knocked on his door and he just smiled, waved, and went back to work? This is the true story of Richard Goodall, the quiet janitor who stunned America on national TV and then did something that nobody expected. Get ready, because his next chapter might just be the most unbelievable yet. Richard Goodall was never chasing the spotlight. He was a school janitor in Terre Haute, Indiana. His days were filled with cleaning classrooms, emptying trash cans, and offering a kind word to kids. But behind that humble smile was a powerful voice most people didn't expect. Students at his school already knew. They'd hear him singing as he worked, soft tunes that floated through the halls. It was common for students to stop and listen. His voice brought peace to the school, but the rest of the world had no idea until he stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage in 2024. When he sang Journey's Don't Stop Believin', everything changed. Judges stared, the crowd exploded. Simon Cowell looked amazed, and then, boom, the golden buzzer. Richard was going straight to the live shows. That moment launched him into the spotlight. But what followed was even more magical. Richard sang in round after round, songs filled with emotion, truth, and heart. There were wild acts that season. A dog act named Ronnie Sagi that made tails wag. A high-energy drone group called Sky Elements that lit up the sky. But Richard, he just stood there, holding the mic with both hands, eyes closed, pouring his heart out. His performances felt like warm memories, like a hug through the screen. People felt like he was singing just for them. His voice wasn't just strong, it was familiar, like an old friend. And in the summer of 2024, America voted. Richard Goodall won season 19 of America's Got Talent. Most AGT winners disappear into the world of stardom. They sign contracts, tour cities, appear on magazine covers. Richard, he chose something different. In January 2025, he appeared on the Tell Us About Yourself podcast with Chris Carrion. Listeners couldn't believe what he said. He was still working as a school janitor. That's right, the same job, same school, same town. As Richard said, never at any point did I ever have any aspirations to perform. I mean, I've always wanted to perform, but it's never been a drive of me to be famous or be noticed. It's more of a music and people thing than a, hey, here I am, notice me type thin. He added about staying at his job. It's something he couldn't see himself not doing at the end of the day. What shocked fans the most was that he had the opportunity to walk away. But he didn't. He returned to his mop, his keys, his hallway, and to the students who never saw him as just a janitor but as someone special. He sings to connect, not to shine. To him, music is like a photograph. Each song is a time capsule. It can take someone back to a moment they forgot, a first dance, a lost friend, a happy day. That's what music means to Richard. Not the money, not the spotlight, just people and memories. He wants each note to matter, each lyric to touch someone's life. Even while working full-time, Richard is slowly building a music career. He performs at local venues and small gigs. He's been invited to sing at community centers, charity events, and even some high-profile functions. Like, he doesn't have an album yet, but more and more people are noticing him. His fan base is growing. Some people are even calling for him to go on tour. He's met with producers and fellow musicians. He's recording new material, but true to his nature, he's doing it on his own terms. No rush, no pressure, just the love of the craft. Still, Richard won't rush. If it's something that you love and you're passionate about, you have to make time. Each song that I sing is a time capsule into people's lives. It takes you back to a certain point in time. That's what all of this is about, he said. And that's exactly what he's doing. So what does it really mean to be a star? Is it being on a billboard, or is it staying true to yourself when the whole world tells you to change? Richard never tried to become someone else. He didn't get a makeover. He didn't fake anything for the cameras. And maybe that's why people trust him. He reminded us that greatness isn't loud. It's honest. It's kind. And sometimes it comes with a name tag and a mop. Richard knows that his life is changing, and one day he might have to hang up the janitor uniform and step onto a bigger stage. More people are calling. More offers are coming in. Fans are waiting. Could we see a debut album in 2025? A tour? Maybe a documentary? Nothing's official yet, but Richard is keeping the door open. And if his schedule allows, maybe one day he'll take his voice to places far beyond Indiana, Vegas, Nashville, maybe even Broadway. Anything is possible. Richard's journey reminds us that talent can come from anywhere. A school, a hallway, a man with a quiet voice and a kind heart. He didn't change to become a star. Instead, his kindness, humility, and gift for music made the world stop and listen. He's not just a singer. He's a symbol, a reminder that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. He represents all the voices that haven't been heard yet, all the hidden talents. He tells us that it's never too late, and you're never too small. Richard Goodall didn't stop believing. He believed in music, in people, in staying true to who you are. Before you go, drop a comment below. What surprised you most about Richard's story? And if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss an inspiring journey like this one. Not everyone who wins a trophy wins at life, but Richard, he might just be winning at both. So next time you hear someone humming in the background or see someone doing a quiet job with care, look a little closer. Because greatness doesn't always wear glitter. Sometimes it carries a broom. And Richard, he's just getting started.
What was your dream?
I thought I would do something, with animals. Probably be, who knows? I mean, I was a waitress / I worked at a tanning salon.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just moved to the big city of Vancouver off the island. Even that people don't really leave the island a lot. So that was a brave move of mine, and I didn't know what was going to happen. It was my first plane ride when I went to Los Angeles.
From Baywatch bombshell to barefaced revelation, the woman who once defined Hollywood glamour now rejects it entirely. Pamela Anderson's transformation isn't just physical, it's revolutionary. Who cares about lighting? Just be free. These aren't words you'd expect from a woman whose image was meticulously crafted for decades. But at 57, Pamela Anderson has done the unthinkable in an industry obsessed with youth and perfection. She's embraced her natural self, completely makeup-free, and that's just the beginning of what she's revealed. The world did a double take when Pamela Anderson appeared at Paris Fashion Week completely makeup-free. No foundation, no mascara, nothing. But the real shock wasn't her bare face. It was the profound decision behind it. I was at Paris Fashion Week getting ready for 3 hours in hair and makeup, Anderson revealed, and I thought, I just really want to go to the Louvre. I want to see Paris. Who am I competing with? Why am I doing this? In that pivotal moment, Pamela made a choice that would send ripples through the beauty industry. She simply walked out au naturel. The response blindsided her. Women stopped her on the street with gratitude. Mothers introduced their daughters. See this woman. In our filter-obsessed culture, Pamela's authenticity resonated deeply. What most don't realize is that this wasn't merely about skipping makeup. This moment represented the culmination of a 4-year journey of self-discovery that began when she retreated from Hollywood completely. Behind the headlines about her new look was a woman who had been quietly rebuilding herself away from the spotlight, rediscovering who she truly was beneath the decades of carefully crafted image and expectation. While Hollywood buzzed about Pam and Tommy, the Hulu series that exploited a painful chapter of her life without consent, the real Pamela Anderson was undergoing a profound transformation far from the spotlight. She wasn't hiding from the world, she was healing herself. My garden saved me, she revealed. 3 or 4 years ago, I moved back home and renovated my little vegetable farm. I was renovating myself too. This wasn't a celebrity retreat, it was a homecoming. The woman once defined by red swimsuits and magazine covers traded glamour for growth, literal growth. She cultivated vegetables instead of her image, finding unexpected peace in the soil of her childhood home. During this period of quiet renewal, Anderson spent her days making pickles, writing a cookbook, and reconnecting with the earth. The industry that had typecast and exploited her for decades became increasingly irrelevant to her daily existence. In her garden, she wasn't Pamela Anderson, the icon. She was simply Pamela, digging, planting, and flourishing away from judging eyes. She might have continued this peaceful existence indefinitely, content with her homegrown life, until a script arrived that would change everything. When director Giacopoulos sent Anderson the script for The Last Showgirl, it initially didn't even reach her. Her agent rejected it within an hour. What the public doesn't know is how the script finally found its way to her, through her son Brandon, and her reaction. This is mine. I've got to do this. The parallels were uncanny. The film follows Shelley Gardner, an aging Las Vegas showgirl who faces the end of her career when her long-running show is shut down. Like Pamela, Shelley is underestimated, discounted, and fighting to take her power back. I had so much empathy for Shelley. I fell in love with her, Pamela revealed. It's a very touching and beautiful story that isn't exploitative towards women. But the most shocking part? Pamela Anderson, the woman written off as just a pretty face for decades, delivered a performance so powerful it earned her a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress. The actress, who many assumed couldn't string a full sentence together, was suddenly being mentioned alongside the industry's most respected performers. As she put it with characteristic candor, having nothing to live up to is kind of a good position to be in. You can surprise anybody, even with a full sentence. You're genius. The success of The Last Showgirl